What it do, what it is, what it ain't. Thanks for listening to the latest episode of the Get Right Podcast. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to get notifications of new content. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you dig? Cue the music. Yo, what it do, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy T, man. It's the Get Right Podcast, and we are back. And I'm always rolling, man, with the homies, man. I got the brain trust with me, Rod. Detroit, stand up. Give us those 3 words, G.
What up, though?
Yes, sir. That's all y'all gonna get, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, I got the homie with me, man. The people they love to hate to love, all that good stuff. Just like to say things to get people agitated. Maybe, maybe not. DC, what's good?
Yeah, it's your boy, Mr. Misconception, DC, in the place to be. Man, T, you using your indoor voice today, bro.
Oh, I mean, I turn up. I'm just keeping it mellow, smooth sounds. The quiet, no,
Okay.
it's in the quiet storm, man.
Yeah, you got
It's
that
not no
quiet storm for the
bro.
finale.
There's no quiet storm. Oh, we gonna turn up. But I mean, as we, as speaking of turning up, man, somebody who always kept the audience turned up. Rob blew the text chain up saying his name 8 times because if you heard the words Jerry 9, 10 times, somebody was fighting, throwing the chair. Security was on stage. We got to pay homage, man, to the late great Jerry Springer, man, who recently passed with pancreatic cancer. Definitely thoughts and prayers to his family. Any of y'all got some fond memories of Jerry Springer, man, or the show?
Just the fights, bro. Them hands and just the ratchetness, bro. Yeah, Jerry,
All day.
Jerry. What's crazy is pancreatic cancer. This has got me thinking. I want to say either pancreatic or what's the one that's in your prostate. I think one of those 2 cancers they say are like one of the worst ones to get for men. I can't recall which one. As far as like,
I would say prostate. You got to get that check. That's real.
Yeah, because I know they say like people who get either one of those, it's like a horrible, like a terrible way to go. Like it's very painful and it's very like once you catch it, like there's pretty much no cure. You know what I'm saying? So definitely hate. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully he didn't suffer or whatnot. But then another part of you is like, just kind of playing devil's advocate is like, man, is that like his repentance for putting out a show as ratchet as Jerry Springer? Because ain't nothing good come out of that show as much as I love it. And I would watch it again, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it proliferates some lot of craziness on the show. So like for him to go out that way, it's like, man, kind of hate it, but is it karma? I don't know.
You think that show? He did a lot of good in his lifetime, man. Obviously, he was born during the time of the Holocaust. His parents actually escaped, so he's born in England. He was the mayor in Cincinnati for a couple years in the 70s, and then did the news anchor and stuff in Cincinnati. And obviously, moved to Chicago and kicked off the Jerry Springer show. But I mean, hey, Steve. Y'all know that show. I mean, I don't know if it's on the air anymore. I think it's off, but that his security guy, that put him on to the next level. He ended up doing the Jerry Springer movie. I don't know if y'all remember that. That's something I remember.
I do.
The Jerry Springer movie that actually, catapulted some people to get into the talk show game. And obviously, if you want to talk about ratchetness, I mean, Maury kind of had a crown, bro.
Yeah, and Maury might. We might see a headline about him one day. I don't know. I don't wish these things on these folks,
Let's knock on wood.
Nah, yeah, I'm just, just kind of just talking about both sides. It's both sides of that coin, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's what's crazy. It's entertaining and all that stuff. I mean, I watched it. I laughed. I, did everything everybody else did.
Yeah, definitely all entertainment.
Yeah, it's definitely entertaining, but it's almost like at what cost though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
assuming those people are real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and they got paid.
Actors.
They got paid to turn up. You know what I mean? If you see the movie, you can see like some of that stuff they put out there. I would say this, man. I'm, could be biased opinion, man. Sue me. But we had the king of the, ending with the positive quotes. That's Rod. I feel you got the throne now. But I would say Jerry was that guy. Jerry was that guy, bro. If you remember that, he used to
Oh,
lead
the
you to
final
the
thought. He used to give
yeah,
Jerry
that
final
final
thought.
thought. He'll drop a jewel, bro. He'll drop a jewel for you though.
Jerry had the final thoughts. Here's my final thought.
He'll tell you what it is.
Mm-hmm. R.P. to
Yeah,
Jerry though.
yeah, for sure, man. What about you, Rod? Because yeah, you killed us in that text chain. Like, and all I could do is hear people like chanting that when you text us that, man. But like, what was your take on Jerry, bro?
Entertainment, bro. R.I.P. to the guy.
For sure. Yep. Straight entertainment, man. Straight
Yeah.
entertainment
Uh,
with all of that, man. Speaking of that entertainment, DC, you talked about it a little bit, you know. I want to say previous episodes we talked about extracurricular activities with one of our guests who were talking about health and wealth, right? And is it good for you? Is the greenery, is the tree from earth good for you?
That
Is the
leaf.
herbal medicine good for you? Um, Many states are saying, "Hey, it's good." We've seen plenty. I mean, I've seen plenty of people and heard, whether it's YouTube and met people. My grandfather who recently passed, who went medicinal and definitely helped him out in his final years. You see now professional sports, the NBA, that collecting the bargain agreement. They have a contract with the players that says works with like finances and so forth. But the NBA just said, man, we're not even. If you test for THC in your blood, it is not illegal. We won't suspend you. It's free, pretty much. It's free range. So
Yeah.
you might see somebody show up in the game ready to go, but it is what it is. That is what they're saying. I think it's going to send shockwaves to like Major League Baseball, National Hockey League, and so forth, so forth. Especially with Shakari Richardson, right? Her in the past, who tested positive. Maybe track and field will see like it doesn't enhance nothing. I just don't think so. More relaxing than anything, anxiety. But I want to hear y'all fellas take on that, man, with all of that.
well, hers was a world issue. That wasn't really
For
a
sure.
state issue. Yeah, so I mean, ain't no way other parts of the country is probably gonna ever adapt that. But you know what I mean?
Holland's on board.
Mhm.
Some country I know, they on board.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's much to discuss about it. It don't enhance nothing. At the end of the day, it's more of a medicinal herb,
Yep.
and it's for healing. You know what I mean? I get people use it for different reasons, but it's not like it's giving you an advantage in any type of way. Hell, at some points, it's probably giving you a disadvantage depending on how potent THC levels are, and makes you slower and not react as fast. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, man, like you just might go put 20 on pump two and take off without pumping your gas.
Duh, that's crazy. I just envision that though, right now. Like, let me get 2002 of these bag of chips. You get the chips, you just hop in the car and go.
Yeah. Yeah. I just see the league just kind of, well, the NBA, I would say, is probably the most progressive major team sports league out there, compared to like the NFL, MLB, NHL.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they're the most progressive. So I'm not surprised that they did this. Um, and honestly, I
Well,
would say they probably just, huh?
the MLB did it first, though, didn't they? In this scenario, did they do it? Was it MLB? It was another sport that did it
Oh yeah.
first. I think it was MLB, which was surprising.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
Don't quote me
Well,
on that, but I believe it was MLB that did it first.
okay. Even so, I think they're
You're
just
right,
kind of
Rod. Google's your friend. My bad, DC. 2019. You're right.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think it's just these organizations catching up with the country. Like, I think weed is legal in like half the country at this point, or at least decriminalized. And it just seems like every year there's more states jumping on board with saying, "Hey, no big deal." You know what I'm saying? So I kind of look at it as, imagine, something being legal. Like right now, you got the NBA playoffs, like the West, especially the Western Conference. I think pretty much everywhere on the West Coast and maybe even Midwest, part of the Midwest is like it's legal everywhere. You know what I'm saying, over there, like Cali, Oregon, and Colorado, stuff like that. So all these teams that's playing, it's like, hey, it's legal in the state, but you can't do it. Like even if you're not on the clock, like when you're on your off time, you can't do it. Like that kind of doesn't make any sense if you think about it. That's like telling somebody they can't drink on the weekends. Like if you were a 9 to 5er and your boss telling you can't turn up for the weekend. Like what? Like as long as I showed to work on Monday, clear eyed and working and productive, what difference does it make? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and that's kind of how I look at it because, weed, just like you said, it can be medicinal. I think probably more people use it recreationally than medicinally. But man, this is America, man, and we're supposed to be free to do what we want. Like whether it's that helpful to you or not, to me, as long as it's not like super damaging, you know what I mean? Like crack, for example, or heroin, some crazy that makes you, really like not yourself, so to speak. But don't over govern people. You know what I'm saying? And it's been proven, I think, time and time again that marijuana is not really all that harmful or anything. The worst that happens is you smoke too much and you pass out. Like never heard of
Mm-hmm.
anybody dying from a THC overdose or anything like that. So, I just think it's the organization just kind of catching up with the culture, you know.
For
So
sure, I'm
Yeah.
with that. I'm with that. I'm interested to Rod's point earlier, man. Maybe the world, maybe, maybe we'll be allowed to see it. Maybe the world will look at it different. Who knows?
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
about that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know, bro, because the
Oh,
world is a
it's the
lot
big, it's the
different
big
from
asterisk. Yeah,
America.
it's a big asterisk. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. Who knows?
Speaking of progressive, though, and in the NBA being one of those popular progressive organizations, I know y'all saw Phil Jackson's comments on why he doesn't watch today's NBA.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. How you feel about that, Rod?
I mean, that's one of your top goats, right?
Nope.
I think Phil.
Nope.
We gonna have to go back and watch the game, Phil, because I think Phil was in your tops. I know he wasn't over Larry Brown, but I think he was in your top. But
Bro,
no,
he
actually, no, you hated on Phil.
yeah,
So
bro.
yeah, because
Yeah, you
you was
say
like,
Phil.
oh,
Now
he took.
Phil was in my top. He was in
Yeah.
my top three. Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, people just show their colors. I mean, he wasn't direct with it. It wasn't a direct conversation saying that because they was putting Black Lives Matters out, it made it a spectacle. But he alluded to it by saying things like, you see somebody with justice on their shirt and making jokes about justice scored that point or whatever the article said that he was touching on. Phil is just, that was a clown move. Respect to Phil, respect to his career and what he's done as a coach, but that was a clown statement. It was a clown move, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, see, what to me, what kind of strikes me is that he's commenting on something that happened 2 years ago. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
like that. It don't even apply to NBA today. Like
Right.
that, the whole, putting the stuff on the court, everything is referring to, like with the bubble.
Yeah.
None of that's even a thing anymore.
Well, that's what he said sparked him to not watch it anymore. So he probably wouldn't even know if it is or if it ain't because apparently he stopped watching at that point.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I I can. I don't. I'm not gonna say I agree. I can understand some fans being turned off by the NBA going political, kind of during COVID and the bubble championship, because it's true to Phil's point. People do kind of look to sports to get away from politics, and so when you insert the politics that folks are trying to get away from into sports, I can understand some people being kind of turned off by it.
Hmm.
At the same time, though, that is what protest is. I mean, protest is designed to make people uncomfortable and feel some kind of
Mm-hmm.
way to spark change. So, I mean, it was doing its job. But to say that you just done with it completely over something that happened over the course of a season or maybe 2 seasons,
Mm-hmm.
that's not even a thing anymore, bro. Sit your ass down somewhere, bro. It's 2023.
Yep. The two
You
quotes that
know.
stuck out to me. And he said, I made these funny jokes with my grandkids. So now you're teaching. And justice, he said, I see the word justice going down to the lane and blocked by equal opportunity. And he said, my grandkids always laugh when I made those funny jokes. So
Mm,
you make it sound cool, right? You know, people look up to your
mm,
elders, right? Especially you're always around them, right? So you make that shit sound really cool, which it ain't. And then, like you said, DC, and you answered that, man, so well. He said, "quote I felt the NBA was only catering to a certain audience. Well, a certain
mhm.
audience is 99% of the people in the league."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I will say one thing that I didn't think about is like the perception from quote unquote purists, right? And I think that's kind of what you alluded to as well, DC. Because when I think it back to, I don't remember what year that was, but remember when the XFL first came out?
Shout out Bisman, man. Yeah.
Yeah, when he dropped it, and like I know they had crazy sayings on the back of their jerseys, but one was like "He hate
He
me." I
hate
don't
me,
know why.
Rod
He
That's
hate
Smart. That's the
me.
famous one.
Hey.
He went to the league after that,
yeah,
though, too.
that's the only
And
one I
played
can
in the Super
remember.
Bowl. And played in the Super Bowl after that, bro, for the Panthers. Rod
But
Smart.
yeah, but thinking back at it, I remember as a football purist, I'm like, man, that's corny. Like this is never gonna last, and it didn't. I know it's back now, but it didn't. I'm like, this is corny, man. Like you get to put these crazy sayings on the back of your jersey. So think about it. I guess I'm kind of hypocritical because I was thinking the same way. Like yeah, man. Like as a purist, you want to see the game evolve, but again, you don't want to quote unquote try to make a spectacle out of the game, which I don't think that was the meaning behind it, or I didn't take it that way, but I could see how someone could take it that way.
Yeah. And see, my thought to piggyback is I get it. I don't agree, but I
Hmm.
get it. But now you're commenting on something that doesn't even apply anymore.
Yeah.
Now, if you was to say something, if you was to say something like, "Man, I don't like the fact that all these teams just want to take threes and nobody plays in the paint anymore," blah blah blah. Okay,
Mm,
now you're talking about the actual game of basketball that maybe you don't like, but the stuff you talked about don't have nothing to do with basketball, and it does not even apply to this season or even last season for that matter.
hmm.
You know, so I don't know, and the fact that you coached pretty much black people only for the most part your career, like
Yeah.
that's who propelled you to make your name what it is. You know what I'm saying? MJ, Kobe, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else. All the other players he's coached that don't look like him, and those slogans and the things that he hated benefits people that look like Michael Jordan. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little off putting. It's a little off
Yeah.
putting.
You know who did stand behind the players though? The greatest coach of all time, Greg Popovich. I'm gonna just
That's
leave it
right.
there.
Yep, he did.
Oh, Pop solid, bro. He's
Hmm.
second. He's second, but he's solid. He's solid, bro. He's solid. He's
We gon'
solid. Pop solid though. I ain't gonna lie. His character is like top tier, bro.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Top tier. Top
For
tier. And he
sure.
want all the smoke.
For sure. For sure. Speaking of smoke, I know we got these great segues now, man. Um, speaking of smoke, there's a famous individual that always say, "We want all the smoke. We gonna run up the chimney." And now they going home, man. Ja Morant, bro.
I'm
Yeah.
good in the West.
Yeah, I'm good in the West. Dylan Brooks is a free agent now. We'll see how that go. But one of the things that I guess turned a lot of people off of the Grizzlies, and granted they had some injuries, which I think they are key players, especially when it comes to boards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a arrogance around a team that hasn't done much. That and I know it's a thin line between cockiness or confidence, but like their cockiness was just like like they were the Warriors, bro. Like
Yeah.
they haven't done anything. I think they what made it out of the first round last year, maybe first round.
Yep.
Then they met the Warriors and got beat up. So I get being confident in your game, but at a certain point, like humility is king, bro. It will always reign glory. Like whenever you need to be put back down on off of that pedestal. There's somebody that's gonna come in and knock you off of that. And now, they at home thinking about their life. Granted, Ja was hurt, but he played. It's no excuse. If you played, bro, you win it. So you gotta
Hmm.
live with it. So you said you were good in the West. We see where you at right now. Lesson learned.
All
Hopefully.
day.
Yeah.
And it's funny you mentioned that because Dylan Brooks just got fined $25,000 for not having any not talking to the media, and he did that all 3 games in LA. A total of
Yeah.
25K. Uh, yeah, like you said, he a free agent. I don't know who. I mean, maybe Memphis will resign him. I don't know. Um, just it was a lot of talk, man. Jalen Rose, man, said it best. Man, Memphis talk a lot when they win, but when
Mm-hmm.
they lose, it's like Debo around, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the best analogy ever because they don't say nothing. But it's like you gotta give it both ways. You gotta have the same energy when you win. You gotta have the same energy when you lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But acting like now you don't want to talk to nobody. You got all that smoke. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For everybody, because when you got that dub and then you lose, you're like, nah, I don't feel like talking to nobody.
Right.
So I know we were all quick to put John again. He's hurt, so I gotta take that into consideration as well. But there's a bunch of people, including myself, that kind of put Ja up there as a superstar already, which he's well on
Mhm.
his way to being. Were we too quick to try to put him up there? Because he truly has to go through it. All the greats have to go through adversity, and I do think Ja's going to be great in the end if he can stay healthy and stay away from the nonsense. He's going to be great because his game is amazing. However, I think media, us as fans, maybe those around him, has already kind of heralded him up to a level that he truly ain't earned yet.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I think that Ja is where most young superstars are at this point. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like you look at I think this is his 5th year, if I'm not mistaken. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So
fourth or fifth.
um
Yeah.
yeah, fourth is that yeah. So like if I'm actually trying to look to see now, make sure
Nah,
I'm
it's,
yeah,
it's
four
four.
four
It's
years,
four.
4 years in. This is fourth
Hmm.
season. So only 4 years in. I think about Michael Jordan, who couldn't get out the first round
Hmm.
against the Celtics, and the narrative around him was he was just a scorer. He was great, but he was just a scorer. He'll never be anything more. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
LeBron first 7 years in Cleveland. Yeah, he's great, but he just doesn't have this, that, and the third. Woo, woo, woo. And we know what happened, with both those careers. Now, granted, those are all time greats, top one, top two players of all time. But outside of Kobe, because Kobe kind of lucked up and got hooked up with Shaq early in his career. But
Hmm.
most young superstars have to kind of go through this. It's kind of like a rite of
Hmm.
passage. You know what I'm saying? Taking these L's,
Hmm.
Tracy McGrady.
getting yeah, Tracy McGrady. Even though T Mac, I don't think he's ever made it out the first round, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
I
yeah, I
don't.
don't think so. Not as a
Yeah,
not as a like
Not as the
premier
guy.
player.
Nope. Not
Yeah.
as the top dog. Nope.
not as that guy. Like maybe he did it on somebody's bench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
San
saying?
Antonio's.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but so I feel like I don't know if he's a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Because I think when you talk about superstars, there's only a handful of those guys in the league. But I think he's definitely a star, and he will be a superstar, and I think he will win the championship. It's just
Hmm.
again, it's year 4.
Yeah.
He made it. He made a decent run last year. He got bounced in the first round this year. Um, well, actually, I think he made it 3 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I think the first time he went, he got bounced in the first round,
Hmm.
Yep.
and then the next year he made it to the second round, and this year he got bounced.
Yeah.
So 3 out of 4 seasons, he got his team to the playoffs, bro. Like that's star
Yeah.
power.
Yeah. And DC and I were chatting offline, and you made a good point about there's only certain all-time greats that are able to make impact immediately, right? And the names he said was Tim Duncan, won a championship. I think it was rookie season, right? If it wasn't
Yeah,
rookie, it
with
was the
David
next year.
Robinson. Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
lockout season.
Yep.
Then you had D Wade, who second year came
Yep.
in and
When
In
Crazy was
Magic.
back.
no, that was he took it over, right? That was his
Oh
championship.
yeah, the
Like
Mavs. Yeah, he took that over.
Shaq helped get him there, but
Yeah,
he
he
went
took it to the.
crazy.
Yeah, he went crazy.
Yeah.
All time great, right? And then Magic, right? Magic is magic. You know what I mean? Arguably,
Right.
he's top five. Everybody should be.
Yeah.
Arguably could
Everybody's
be
top
number one.
five.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's generational players that just come through and can have that instant success. But I don't know. I'm curious to see how Ja's career continued to unfold.
Mhm. So between year 5 and 7, that is your peak. People see where you at.
So one
That
thing
is your peak area. So we'll see.
one thing I will say about him, and I would hate to change his game. However, he gets injured a lot, and it's because of how he plays. He has to find a way to balance that out a little bit. You know, D Wade was like that too when he first came in, like
Mhm.
flash, high flyer, hit the ground a lot, Iverson
Yeah.
style, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I was
You
about
know
to
what I
say.
mean?
You said D Wade was a perfect one because remember D Wade's first commercial. You remember what the quote was?
I don't.
Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Cause and
Hmm.
it showed
Mm.
the commercial showed him diving, falling, diving, falling. Like that's kind of like what they heighten it as. Like man, he's a
Yeah.
high flyer. He's crashing, but he always gets up.
Hmm.
But we saw what that did to him. Later, we saw what he did to Iverson. So yeah, I'm with you on that because I'm like, man, this dude falls down a lot.
Hmm.
And I used to think when I used to read like articles when I used to follow Iverson a lot, people like, man, he fall down a lot, man. He won't last long. I'm like, man, he just falls down, bro. It ain't no big deal. But as I got older, you kind of realize like, nah, bro, that shit takes a lot out of you. So yeah, we'll see. You're right. He may have to change his game, man. He got to figure that out.
Hmm.
That's with his trainers and his coaches. It's like telling the quarterback to slide.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he'll continue to add tricks to his bag. I think he's gonna go to work over the summer. He ain't gonna come back the same player as last year. You know what I'm saying? So or this year or whatever. So I think he's gonna come up, bro. That's got me thinking. I don't know. Did y'all see the thing with Giannis, his press conference?
Yeah.
And talking
Yes.
about it's a
Yeah.
season of failure, and he
Yeah.
gave that long speech and everything.
So what say
Um,
you, man? Is it?
so my thought is, I thought it was a fair question. I thought it was a fair question. I think that he gave a great political answer. If
Hmm.
he gave that answer after getting bounced out of the conference finals, I think it rings different. But bro, when you're a number one seed and you get bounced and you get gentlemen swept out of the
Hmm.
first round against a play-in team, I think the question is valid. Was the season a failure? Because it's not so much, oh, you didn't
Mhm.
hit the mark or whatnot, bro. If Sacramento's looks like they're about to lose to Golden State because we recording
Hmm.
while they playing. Looks like they're about to lose this game,
Hmm.
bro. If Sacramento, their season is not going to be looked at as a failure because they didn't come in with championship aspirations. I think they're going to look at this season as a success. They ain't made the playoffs in 16 years. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Nobody expecting them to make any kind of noise. But then you look at the Bucks. You got Giannis, who's a former MVP,
Hmm.
former NBA champion, with all the
Two-time
pieces
MVP.
there. Two-time MVP. You're right. My
Hmm.
bad. Former NBA champion. Still has all the pieces around him in his prime. You are not expecting a Giannis led Bucks to get ousted in the first round. Mind
Yeah.
you, I know that he had some injuries. I think he really was only effective for 2.5 games, 3 games
Hmm.
maybe. So I understand he had some injuries and whatnot, but still, I think it's a fair question to ask: was the season a failure when you look at everything that I just said? You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was a cool answer and all, but I just feel like he changed.
He says just cool.
It was cool, but I just felt like he changed the narrative with that question. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And I think internally he probably does think it's a failure, honestly.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, he gave a great political answer because obviously when you're the Bucks, and you have a number one seed, any team that has a number one seed, in my opinion, is championship or bust. I don't care if you haven't been to the playoffs in 20 years. If you found a way to get the number one seed in, I don't know, did they have number one overall? I know they had number one in the East. And I think Denver had number
Denver,
one
Denver, Denver.
overall.
Denver, yeah, Denver's number one
But
overall.
yeah, but still, you're number one in the East. It's championship or bust. Like, make the championship game at least, make the finals at least, or
Right.
bust. And I'm not saying you got to win it all, but that should be the
Mhm.
goal, right? So, in my opinion, if you don't hit your goals, it can be considered the season. I'm not saying I'm a failure. I'm not saying this team is a failure, but we didn't reach our goal. So the season was a fail. Like, we failed at reaching our goal this season. Now we
Yeah.
got to find a way to get over the hump next year. And I think they are. Like,
Ooh, they got
they
some
they,
decisions to make too. They got some free agents
yeah,
too.
they have to. I don't know if Bud is going to last. Honestly, I get he bought himself some time by winning a championship a couple years ago, but I don't know. They've had the number one seed pretty much every year for the last 4 years,
4 years. Yes, you're right. Four
and
years.
got one ship out of that. So that's a little tough. Uh,
I don't know who you replacing with. The top guys
uh,
in Houston, my opinion. My opinion.
I mean, Nick Nurse is free. He got a championship too. I mean,
Mm,
there's always a young mind that's in the wings somewhere.
true.
Just because we don't know about them, I'm
Big
sure
facts.
on somebody's staff there's a young mind that's waiting to be unleashed, Spo style, right? Like,
Right.
I didn't know nothing about Spoelstra, and I was like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah, shout out because he
And
earned it too.
yeah, he
He
did.
earned grind mode.
But there were people who, in the camp was like, "Yo, this dude is a genius. This guy is
Yep.
he's the next coach." So I think with anything, obviously the NBA players continuously get younger, and you got to have coaches that represent that too. You're seeing that in Boston with who the
Didn't know
hell is
about that guy, Missoula.
yeah, Missoula. I was about to say I can't
Mm-hmm.
think of his name right now, but
Mm-hmm.
um
You're right.
you got to start getting younger because the game evolves, and the longer you have some of these old school coaches that try to adjust to today's game, you find out it doesn't really work in the long run because their minds just don't think the way that the game progressed now. Not saying that they can't, because there are coaches that are obviously
They can
doing good.
relate.
Yeah,
Yeah, they can relate.
they know how to make things happen. Like Steve Kerr, for example, still
He can relate
he
to the
figures out a
old
way.
heads and the
Yeah.
Yeah.
young bulls. Yeah, he can relate. You know what I'm saying? They say like, what's my man? He about to be like close to 80 in the NFL. Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
They say he relate to the rookies. He can relate to the guy that's been in the league 15 years. And
Mm.
like not everyone can do that.
Yeah, I would love to know how. That's
Yeah, because I'm like, bro, you can retire now. You're good, but everyone says it. Like all the other coaches, everybody else, they be like, yo, Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn gonna tell you what it is. He's like, man, Pete Carroll he's just cool like that.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. But those are dime a dozens, and I do believe, like, to keep the game progressing forward, you got to continue to get some of these young minds out there. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
that'll be
Thanks.
dope. That'll be dope, man. You know, man, yeah, you can tell we're a unit. We are a unit because you're speaking of young minds, the young generation. I'm segueing. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. That new Jack Harlow. I know DC. You said it. Spring, summer, music gonna start ramping up.
Yeah.
Jack dropped a nice little short play. It is decent as hell, bro. I like it. Like
Yeah.
Jack Harlow, nice, bro. Jack Harlow,
Yeah,
nice, bro.
it sounds like, though, and not to hate on him, it's not a bad thing, but it sounds like one long song. I swear I was like 4 songs in, and I thought I was singing the same track.
It does.
Bro,
It does.
they was all like 2 minutes long. One track like 1 minute 18 seconds. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
did it cut to the next track? What just happened? But
Yeah, I was
one long
listening
song.
away to the phone in my AirPods, and I'm like, man, this track go hard. I'm
He spit.
happen to go back to it, and I'm like, "Dawg, I'm on track 5." Like this.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is. Yeah, a lot. All the songs are very similar sounding.
Mhm.
Which it's not a
He
bad thing. It
played. He
makes it
played it
sound
safe, bro. He
cohesive.
played it safe. He played it safe. And not that it's his first album. I think he just played it safe on this one. Something short. It was something short too. It's only 24 minutes. So like, that's a drive to work for a lot of people. So it was like, oh, let me put
Yeah.
this out. And, I don't think it was lazy. I
Mhm.
think but it just sounded good. But to your point, right? Yeah, it did sound like one song a little bit. Cause bro, they cut to the next song so fast.
Mhm.
Like, and some of his tracks, he didn't let it fade out. It just cut to the next song. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
fade out, no build up, no going
Mhm.
low with it. Now we going to the next song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm one of the rare people that I like the short albums, man. Remember, I think we talked about it before
Kanye.
when Ye did the 7 songs like 30 minutes. I like the 30-minute albums, man, because honestly, like attention spans and the times you have, if you can get through a whole album in a car ride, bro, like that's pretty damn good. You know what I mean? Not
Mm-hmm.
saying they all need to be like that, but I would much rather prefer the 30, 45 minute album versus the hour and 30. Like my attention
Yeah.
span is just not there anymore. When I see
Yeah.
20, 21 songs, I'm like,
It get
nah,
intimidating.
yeah, like I can't do that. Like Lord knows, I remember Chris Brown had a 40 song album, and
I
I was
knew you was
like,
gonna bring that up. That Indigo.
yeah, I'm like, bro, I still ain't listened to it. It's way too much. It's too intimidating for me, dog. I
Yeah.
You
It's
can't
too
do
told me
it.
much
that
music.
last time we was kicking it at the Juneteenth festival last year, and he was like, "Bro, I still ain't finished it yet." I'm like, "Bro, it's a pretty dope album." I said, "Nah, I ain't gonna cap though. It took me like like a couple weeks, but it's a dope album." But yeah, like you really gotta like, yeah, it gets intimidating because I know when I see stuff, especially DC, like, "Yo, check this out," and I'm like, "Damn, 24."
Yeah. No.
Like, oh
Yeah.
man, come on, dog.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I agree. I think the short album is a good way to go, man. A lot of classics are short. The Illmatic is the first thing I think of. 10 tracks, Nas.
mm,
Mhm.
mm,
And then I think when it's short, it kind of makes you live with it a little bit more. Because for
Yep.
me, when I listen to an album, I'll put it on repeat. You know what I'm saying? So I might listen to it 2 or 3 times easy if I'm, like you said, driving or doing something like that. And so
yep.
I did like that about the Jack Harlow. I will say, as I didn't hear any skippable songs, but I
Mhm.
also didn't hear
No,
anything that's gonna force me to come back to it. Like I feel like after a week, I'll probably forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it didn't have anything like, ooh, what? Let me push rewind real quick. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have none of those. Like the
no.
bars were there, the beats were decent. It rode,
Mhm.
it ride a little bit, but I think it's a nice little appetizer for the spring. A little something to kind of. I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped something later on this year, like in the fall,
Yeah.
like his real like this is my album. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
Yeah,
what y'all want.
yeah. That's why it's like something out. He might have something later this fall, winter. But I liked it though. Like I'm one of those guys. Like, man, is there at least one song that I'm gonna say, oh yeah, I'm gonna add this to my playlist while
See, I
while I'm
didn't come
working,
across any.
or I'm gonna add this to my gym joint if I'm working out. So I only heard it. I only spun it one time. So I'm gonna spin it again. I would say that Common Ground, that intro, that was pretty dope. And the two songs that I remember, I was like, oh man, this dude. It was that song, Gang Gang. He was talking about, and that's true. It's like, man,
Gang Gang was dope.
yeah, he was talking about, he's like, it's my
Yeah,
man, but dang. And then he said it at the end, like, we revere our homies until we find out the dirt they do. And then we act like they don't exist because, we
yeah.
gotta separate ourselves from that. I hope Jai was listening to that, but
Mhm.
like you gotta like it's about your circle. It is about your circle, and if
Mhm.
you gonna ride, with your man's, and I thought about us. I was like, man, if they heard me doing some crazy stuff like this, I'm pretty sure they gonna remove themselves from me too.
Yeah, yeah. I
So I'm
mean,
like, my man molested people, bro. Like, oh no, bro. Like
yeah. He's like
you,
not
but
Kevin. He's like not
yeah,
Kevin,
yeah,
bro.
but how he
Kevin was
broke it
grimy,
down like
bro.
that, yeah, how he
Yeah,
broke it down like that, I'm like, oh, that's true. Cause when you were here, you be like, nah, that ain't, nah, not my dog. And then you
right,
find out it's true, you like, bro, what was you
right.
thinking, bro? We gotta separate. We gotta go. I gotta go this way. You gotta go that way.
Yeah.
Facts, man.
So I thought that was dope, man. I thought that was
Yeah, I
dope,
did.
man.
The message was dope. I will say that the message, like honestly, the album. I have nothing bad to say about the album at all. I just don't know how. It almost like, what it reminds
Nothing
me
is
of.
jumping off the page though for you.
It reminds me of like a J Cole project. Like a lot of J Cole projects, they don't necessarily have singles per se, but it's just a good cohesive album. You know what I'm saying? I would kind of put it like, because sometimes a lot of people say J. Cole's boring. Like, I'm a fan of J. Cole. I don't consider him boring, but
Who said
that's
that?
been
A lot of people.
y'all ain't never heard that
Really?
before.
Nah, man. I would think that was probably like on that
Most
tree, on that
no,
herbs.
most of the people that I actually interact with outside of the North Carolina area, most of the people back home don't rock with J. Cole, bro.
Mm,
Yeah, I've heard of that.
wow.
Like, and that's I don't agree with it, but that's that's been a common criticism that I've heard,
Hmm.
is that his music can be kind of boring. Which, again, I can understand, but I like it. But that Jack Harlow, that's kind of what it reminds me of. But to me, it's just not as good as J. Cole. So I don't know if I'm gonna come back to it or not.
Yeah. I mean, and one thing I noticed, and if you follow Jack Harlow from his first album, being on features and stuff, his wordplay getting better.
Oh yeah,
So you can see the
yeah,
growth. And so I
yeah,
like that. I like that, man. He's moving up, bro.
yeah,
That's what you want to see. You don't want to see no one at the same thing, man. Like I think you mentioned it last season, DC. Roddy, we was talking about Roddy Rich.
yeah,
Where he's like, man, how many years he got left?
yeah. Because
To
I don't
be
I
at
don't
that
see him progressing.
at that upper echelon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
Of
really
where
see
he
him
was hot,
progressing.
because he was hot. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And so like, can we see him, progress?
right. Yeah, I think that Jack Harlow, I think, is a true artist. I think he's a true artist, and he's gonna get better with time. Like a Tyler Creator. Like, honestly, I wasn't a
Hmm.
huge fan of Tyler Creator when he first came out, but
Me neither.
Hmm.
He's
yeah,
gotten
Yeah.
better, bro.
he's
He's gotten
gotten
better,
better,
bro.
and like he's I would put him as I would characterize him as a true artist. You know
Hmm.
what I'm
Your boy,
saying? He's
your
really
boy, who you say better than Kiss? Ross. Ross got better every time. Every time he
yep,
puts something out, he got better.
yep, yep. Yeah, Ross definitely another one of them ones who
You know.
never really stayed the same, man. He always, you could tell which artists are really like particular about their craft.
Mhm.
Another person y'all may not agree, I would say, is Young Thug. I was not rocking with Young Thug when he first came out, and I'm
Yeah, I
still not
couldn't.
like a
He was
huge
still
fan.
mumbling.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm a
I
huge
hear you.
fan.
I hear you. Heard them grumbles over there, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm a huge Young Thug fan, and if he drops or if he ever drops again, who knows his situation. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that like, oh, Young Thug, I'm listening to it. But I will acknowledge that the songs that I hear, and even the bars that I can understand, they kind of valid. You know what I'm saying? They like, okay, you kind of spitting a little bit. Like I can actually understand the words that's coming out your mouth. You know, so I would kind of put them up there as far as like, you
Someone who
know,
gotten better through time,
yeah, mm-hmm,
for sure. You know what I'm saying? I would. Speaking of getting better through time, there's been as the times move along, we talk about the young generation. The young generation, the older generation are kind of fusing together, which has been great to see. Obviously, there's this thing going on, man. It's going viral. It's been going on for a couple of weeks, man. Jim Jones. Shout out diplomats, because I know Rod. That's the crew. Jim Jones made that statement. About Pusha T not being in the top 50 artists of all time. We know Ross is, because we seen that guy. I think Ross is in that top 50. Um, but Jim Jones made that statement. Pusha T is not. And he said you can't base everything off lyrics as well. It's like the song making, the swag, or the young dudes want to be like, y'all want to be like him, or want to spit like him, or want to dress like him. He put it all together, the lump sum. He's saying there's no way in hell he top 50. How y'all feel about that? What's your take on that?
I'll let you go, DC.
I was waiting. I was like, I'm gonna see how this go. Um, I think Jim is a cornball, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, I agree with him on this one. I don't think Pusha should be top 50, man. I mean, Pusha is one of those dudes. He's great at what he does. He
Mm-hmm.
does what he calls coke rap, and in that niche or that subgenre, he might be the GOAT, maybe, or at least up there. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about the overall impact on the game, just like Jim Jones said, I gotta agree, bro. I don't really know people who's just like, you know, put on that Pusha T. I've heard people say put on that clip. You know what I'm saying? But as far as just a solo, let's listen to Pusha T, I can't think of any.
Right.
Like, You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, if Pusha T drops an album, people's checking for it. Like you don't just skip a Pusha T album. You know what I'm saying? Now he might not turn the party up, but then that's never really been his bag. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as influence, I don't think he's been all that influential either. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, the fashion or the style, or like you don't hear any people coming out rapping like Pusha T. Like, a lot of times if you popping, like when Jeezy came out, for example, when Jeezy
Mm-hmm.
dropped, bro, everybody kind of took that style and ran with it, including Ross when he first came out. I thought they sounded very similar. Um, so in terms of like that cultural impact, I would agree he hasn't had enough of a cultural impact to warrant him being top 50. Um, and I think I have the list in front of me. I know y'all sent it to me, but I don't think I have it in front of me. But I'm quite sure if he made the top 50, so he took the spot from somebody else who deserved it more. He definitely did. You know, but that's my thought.
I agree with you because I thought about what Jim Jones said. Like he's nice about rapping about coke, but so is Ross. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So
yeah. So is
like,
Jeezy. Is he better than
so is
Jeezy? Is he better than
Jeezy,
Ross? I
bro.
don't know.
You know what I
I mean, they're
mean?
different. But
So is Ti.
right.
Like it is, you know what I mean? And so he's not even the best at that craft. And there's no slight when I say that, but you got guys who talk about that easily. You know what I mean? And make that and make that fun and hip and cool. I mean, Push It. I mean, he'll rap about it, but it doesn't. He's just talking. It just sounds like he's just putting the words together, and he got bars. But you got
Yeah,
those guys, like you said, they could be a life of the party. Put that Ti on, put that Jeezy on, put that Ross on,
yeah,
and so yeah, he not there. I do hear what Jim's saying, man. Like I know he put Cam over him because that's his man's. And Cam might be though. Cam might be. Cam might be, man. But before you jump in though, Rod, I'm gonna let you get it.
I mean, it's an unfair question for me because I don't really listen to Pusha T like that.
mm,
He just don't. I don't know. He don't do it for me.
I mean, you
Like,
answered it right there.
yeah, he does. Yeah, I like the seven song album he had.
yeah.
The
Daytona, that was
yeah,
dope.
yeah, the Daytona was dope, but Jim, I think he was on the Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne's like, "Yeah, man, Push is nice. That's my guy." He said, "Rap, rap his lyrics right now." You know what I
But he couldn't.
mean?
That's
Yeah, he
fair,
couldn't.
bro.
He
That's fair
couldn't.
than a mug,
He
bro.
did a hook. He was like, "No, I want you to go word for word the entire song of a Pusha T track right now."
Damn.
And
Dang, bro.
ain't no way I could do it.
That's
Maybe grinding, bro, with him. In the we
and you
talking
just said it
solo.
clips. You
Yeah,
just said it
That's
clips.
clips.
DC said put
Yeah.
on that clips. Damn.
yeah, maybe grinding. That's about it, bro. But
See, and a lot of people on Jim Jones' head are saying he being messy, man. But we all are validating it, bro. Like, he got a point, bro.
yeah, I
It's
mean,
a
Yeah.
valid point, bro.
I'm sure he has a following, but I don't think Pusha is for the masses. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
No.
And Jim didn't. He was like, "Look, I'm not saying he trash. He's like, bro, he not top 50."
Like
Yeah, he's
50.
not.
I think people think of 50 as being an extensive list, but like realistically, 50 people is not a lot of people. You know
No,
what I
bro,
mean? When you
it's not.
consider the amount of artists that literally has come through in our lifetime, trying to pick 50 of the dopest, and I would have to do it. Maybe he makes the top 50. I don't know. Dog. Like I don't
He's not
see
on
it
this recent list, by the way. Your boy Roy, your boy Royce on there though.
because Royce is a beast. You know what I mean? Like
See,
if you tell me
see,
to take Pusha over Royce, I'm gonna say you crazy. But I know people will think I'm crazy for doing that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that don't listen to Royce, but
But obviously, there's a lot of people who feel Royce is better.
because Royce is better.
But
Like,
and
it's
Royce
just-
has a bravado, bro. And like
uh,
being in Detroit and seeing that, bro, he has a bravado, bro. People
yeah.
want to be that.
So wait,
Uh,
Royce the 5'9" made the top 50?
Yeah.
No, bro. Because I don't see him making the top 50 either, to be honest with you. You show he made the top
eh,
50, bro? Hold up. Are we talking about like Billboard
Top,
or any
top,
specific
no,
list?
yo,
Or
just top 50 MCs, bro. He's on there.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if I
He's
put
on
Royce
there.
up there either. You
So
know what
you
I'm
saying
saying?
Royce? You saying Royce can't rap better than Pusha though?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Mm.
that that when we say, well, so when we say top, I guess when you say MC, I guess it depends on what we're talking about. Like, because
Mhm.
when I hear that, I'm thinking bars, I'm thinking songs, I'm thinking impact on the culture, I'm thinking
Accolades, all
replayability,
that.
accolade,
Yeah,
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 all of that.
yeah,
And when I
yeah.
add all of that in there, I don't see Royce being top 50. Like, that's not
Nah,
saying he ain't
he
got
wouldn't be.
bars.
Yeah, he wouldn't be top 50 if you encompassing everything. But if you just talking like just spitting, yeah, Royce is
Worse
better
better
than
than
Pusha.
Pusha off
But
lyrics.
if you talking like everything all encompassing, yeah, neither one of them should be on it. Again, I would have to look at 50. I don't know. I can't think of because I'm just thinking my top 10 right now. 10 is top 20 probably is no question. Then I would have to literally think about,
You can put 25. You might as well say 25.
yeah, top 25, no question. Then I would have to think about the other 25. Like literally think about it. But I off rip, I don't think Pusha T. I can tell you Pusha T wouldn't be on mine because I don't know enough about him to be honest with
Jim Jones said, "Spit that, bro, verse and all."
you.
Yeah, I
Like
think that's kind of unfair because it's hard to just spit a whole verse. Like, even I got like Nas
bro,
is one of my favorite rappers. I would have
you
a
can
hard time
spit a
spitting a
verse.
you
Nas.
No,
you know
no,
a
you
Nas
get
verse,
no.
bro.
You will
You know
spit
a
it word
Nas
for
verse.
word, bro. Like stop capping, bro.
Yeah, I can't believe you did that. I cannot believe you just said that Nas would be a
Yo.
hard one, bro. When that's your guy.
Bro,
Like, oh, that's
I
because
ain't
I
gonna
can.
lie,
hard,
bro.
bro.
I was at his show when I went into his show last year, bro. I was rapping. I was rapping everything that man
Exactly.
rap.
Say exactly. Because I
And
can
it,
tell you right now, you throw majority of J songs on, bro, and I'm going to tell you every word.
huh?
all day. And even
Yeah.
like now, like, yeah, that's dang, you that stuck with me, Rob, what you said when when Jim Jones said spit a verse right now.
Yeah.
Because rest in peace to this guy. Nip can come on and people will spit that man verse.
Hmm.
Yeah, I will spit in that
Easy.
verse. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that says a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That says a lot, bro.
And Nip has one album.
Yeah.
And
One.
you beat me
One.
to it, bro.
Yeah.
You beat me to it, bro. He ain't been on a lot of projects either, outside
Nope.
of that one album. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he got mixtapes and whatnot, but as far as actual,
but let's
he's
compare
got
it though
one.
to Push.
Like,
Like you see what I'm saying?
bro, I could give you full Tupac verses, and I'm not the biggest Tupac fan. I can give you full Tupac verses right now. I can give you full Biggie verses, and they've been dead for like 30 years, bro. So
whew,
Pusha been
that's
around for a minute, and I can't say a verse. No knock the Pusha, but I don't check for him like
yeah, he
that.
nice, he
Yeah.
nice. But yeah,
Nah,
dang, bro. That's why I said it stuck with me because I was actually when y'all were talking, I'm like, I can spit a Pusher verse.
no,
I
you
was like,
can't.
nah, I can't. Nah, I
No.
said that. I said, nah, dang.
You know who? You know, I was just thinking whose verse I could spit. I could spit a Nicki Minaj verse. That verse off
Mm-mm.
Monster. Um,
One
Oh,
of the coldest
bro. One of
verses
the
ever.
coldest verses of all time, bro.
And see, this is why DC and I are, I don't know, we like
Y'all kindred
kindred
spirit.
souls, bro.
Yeah,
Because,
y'all are,
yeah,
bro.
bro.
bro, why was I just about to say that to segue into something else? I was just about to say
For
that.
real.
I
Bro, we locked
was.
in, bro.
I
This is a
was
3-man weave right
literally,
now.
Yeah.
We about to score. But
literally, bro. Like, but yeah, Nikki's monster verse is probably going down as one of the craziest verses on.
vault it. Vault it.
Yeah,
Put in a vault.
yeah,
We talked
on
about that
like
a while back at your career too, right? Like, that's a vault.
yeah,
That's a vault
yeah,
verse. That's a vault.
100%.
Yeah.
And look, I could give you a Nicki song, bro. Like, I'm not gonna do it right now because I feel a certain type of way about it, but I could give you a Nicki song or two. You know what I mean? Because in my opinion, like that Pink Friday album, one of the better albums put together that I've heard. And I hate to put this generalization, but from a female rapper, bro, like one of the dopest combinations of harmonizing, rapping, all that stuff, all encompassed. Like that's hard. Like that's a hard album, and it's not many
Not many people can do it.
female MCs that I can think of that I could say a full verse or hell a full song.
I could think
Yeah.
of one.
She nice.
Only one.
Okay,
Lauren
let's
Hill.
go. Yeah,
That's it.
okay. Yep.
I
Yep.
can't think of
Yep.
any
Yep.
other like
Yep.
to your
Yep.
point, Rod. I can't think of another a female hip hop artist that I could go, I could spit some bars right now, or even just go back to the album and
Hmm.
just hit play and
Lauren.
just let it
Yeah,
rip.
you're right. That's fair.
Hmm.
Well, it's probably
Exactly.
just them two though. No,
That's it.
no
I
slight,
can't
no
think of
slight, no
nobody else.
Yeah,
slight to
I
because
agree.
there's
I
some
agree.
beast out here, but no slight. But
No
No,
Lil
only two.
Kim,
nope.
no
And
Foxy Brown.
definitely not Fossey Brown. But to uh to your point, there was a like a poll going on the radio, and I don't even listen to the radio like that, but it happened to be on one day when I was going to work, and I guess Swiss alluded to, I guess, a versus possibly coming between Nikki and Kim,
I'll
and
watch
the
it.
poll, at least from the time frame that I was in the car, sounded like it was heavily favored for Kim, and it was like kind of blowing my mind, like.
Hmm.
And people were saying things like, well, Nikki is just a carbon copy of Kim. So
Stop.
there's no way she's
Wow.
gonna. And bro, they don't sound anything alike. They don't have any of the same styles. They are. I
They're
don't
just from
see.
New York.
Yeah, that's about it, bro. And like, if that's the case, then why is Remy Ma not a carbon copy of any of them? Right? Remy is from New York. Remy's completely different from both of them. And I'm
Yep.
like, bro, like there is no comparison. And I personally think that Nikki would smoke him, like
Easy.
smoker,
Yeah, it
like
would be
easy work.
embarrassing, bro. It would be embarrassing for Lil Kim.
Like I think that would be a terrible versus. I don't think it would even be worth it, honestly.
Oh, what's the score? Out of 20.
15-5.
To 20 nothing,
See, you
bro.
said you said 15-5. You said 15-5.
Nah,
You said 20
I'm,
20
nothing.
I'm,
20 nothing. I mean, what Kim gonna play? The Benjamins,
Shoot.
bro. But that's about
that's all
it.
I'm gonna say.
Maybe,
I'm gonna give her the
maybe.
Benjamins, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
sorry, I gotta give her
Benjamins.
the
That's it.
Benjamins.
I give her one, bro. 19-1. Cause
I would give. What
you
about
ain't beat
Money,
nobody.
Power, Respect?
I
I
was
don't know
just
if
gonna
that was
say. I was gonna
Uh,
say she. I was gonna say.
I
did
don't know if
she
that was a Lil Kim
did
No,
she
song though.
no, no.
no, it's
Keep
not.
going. Keep going. My score is
It's
my score is
it's
17-3.
it's
Well,
not her
if
song, but she
if
could
we just
play it.
talking verses, Quiet Storm,
She could
There it is. That's my third one.
the
17-3.
remix. The remix, yeah.
the
Hey, I'm gonna
remix.
play
Yeah,
it though.
yeah,
I'm gonna play it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it. I gotta play it. So
So
17-3.
so two. See, you giving them money power. She didn't
Yeah.
have a verse on Money Power Respect. She just did the hook.
you're
Did
right.
she?
She just did the hook. That's a
Uh,
good point. Yeah, you're right.
Oh shoot.
Mm.
Oh man.
I mean, she could play it. I mean, I
Nah, no, you
guess.
can't. You can't do that.
Nah, bro. If you ain't
Damn.
got a verse on it, you can't
All
play
right,
it.
let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back to the corner. Go
So
think.
yeah, dang. So I tried to give her 5, but now that I think about it,
Yeah.
you're right. She
Like
might not be able to pull out 5.
mm-mm. What you gonna play? Put your lighters up?
Damn, dog.
Yeah.
Man,
God,
man.
dog.
She got Magic Stick. Magic Stick with
Mm.
50.
Magic Stick was a yeah. I don't know. It depends on what Nikki play against that, but that's
True.
a possible. I give her a possible for that.
Yeah.
She did have hold up. No, she wasn't on that. I'm trying to think of like all the stuff that Nikki was on. I'm not Nikki that Kim was on.
She got
She had the
No
junior. She
Time
had Get
for
Money.
Faithfulness.
She had good money.
Oh
Get
yeah,
Money.
yeah, yeah. That was
She could play
fire.
that.
She could, yeah, yeah. That will
So I
probably be
get.
the
So
three.
yeah, I maybe DC. I go with you. Maybe 5, bro. She might pull out 5.
Yeah, she might do something, but it's still gonna be a
You
blowout.
disrespectful
Yeah.
though, 20-0.
It's like, yeah, you just gonna
Disrespectful
go
as
out there and get
hell.
embarrassed.
Hey man, I'm just saying, bro. No
Yeah,
disrespect to Kim, but nah, Nikki is
honestly,
another
bro.
level.
With all you call it disrespect or whatever, I think that Lil Kim is one of the most overrated female rappers ever.
I
You know
agree.
what I'm saying? Like, bro, let's keep it a buck.
Mm-hmm.
She's only on because of Biggie. When Biggie died, you notice like she went on a huge hiatus after he died because he wrote everything. Like he wrote hardcore. That was a
Mm-hmm.
Biggie album. You know what I'm saying? He just did it from a female perspective. He dressed her up like because she wouldn't walk around half naked. He made her walk around half naked. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like he created her. He created her persona. Um, and then when he passed, it devastated her career. She did bounce back. She got some other ghostwriters, and she
Mm-hmm.
bounced back. But, bruh, like I don't know. I think that a lot of people just because she was with Bad Boy and that was an iconic label, and she did have iconic moments that she's put on a pedestal that is just unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? There's a myth around her that's just not valid. Whereas with Nicki, bro, like, you know, I know she was with Safari, and I ain't gonna lie, her bars did kind of downgrade after they split up, so it kind of puts a question mark around her pen game. But, bro, Nicki, bro, she one of them ones, bro. Like, I mean, she one of them ones. She got hits, she got solo hits, she got guest verses, features that's fire, like, bro. And she holds her own. You know what I'm saying? She can hold her own against dudes. You know what I'm saying? Which in hip hop that doesn't really happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's not even close. I kind of look at with Nicki, man. I think that whenever she does like retire and she's like take the step away from the game, people will appreciate her more because I think she gets a lot of hate for kind of being maybe antisocial or beefing with rappers or whatnot. Like, you know, like she had the beef with Remy and she had the beef with Cardi and maybe somebody else. I don't know. But my thing is, I kind of feel like fans are doing Nicki Minaj how fans are doing Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean is like, oh, you know, if you're a woman, you're not supposed to be beefing with other women. You're supposed to uplift each other. It's hip hop. It's competition. And guys go at it all the time. Nas beef with everybody. Jay had beef with everybody. Tupac had beef with everybody, and they're the goats. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And now you got Nicki Minaj. She want to beef and she want to say she the baddest, and it's she stuck up and she's just in the third. No, that's hip hop, sir, ma'am. Yeah. That's hip hop. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You know, she took that L against Remy, but sometimes you take L's. Jay took an L.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It happens. And it was Remy, oh, by the way. Like, it ain't like, bro, she probably lost to arguably one of the best lyrical female MCs ever.
Right.
Definitely top 3. Not even top 5. Definitely top 3. She took that L. You know, so I don't know, bro. I think
she got on Remy head.
Yeah, now Remy got on her head.
Remy got
on her so? We're talking about that ether?
But you said she got on Remy head.
Because she she did get on her head, but that response version Nicki did was nasty, bro.
I guess. But Sheether ended it, bro. Like, I don't even know what came. Whatever came after Sheether didn't matter. Like, I don't know what came after Sheether. It doesn't even matter anything.
Yeah, man, I don't know about that, bro. You need that.
So wait, are you saying that Nicki won the battle? Or the beef or whatever? Is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna have to check my sources. But I think that after that Sheether, and then when she came up with that verse, she actually came back with, you know what? I'll take it back. Remy did win because Nicki tried to come back with like 3 different verses.
Bro, after that, all these different verses. She got Lil Wayne and Drake to feature. She did everything she could to try to like.
I take it back. She had like 3 different verses after that. So she couldn't do it one time. She had to throwing shots. Yeah, that Sheether was crazy.
Yeah, she was
shout out Papoose
after that one. Right, because I'm convinced that Papoose has something to do with that, bro. And it's all good. But I don't think so.
Because Nicki tried to call it as an excuse. Like she was like, "You too P to face me," so you had to get that pap.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say Ghost wrote the whole thing, but I do believe he was in.
He was in the room though. Like,
I believe he was in the room.
Hit him with this one. So she did. Yeah, Remy did. Remy won that one, bro.
Yeah, but Nicki, man, she, like I said, give her some time. Well, I think on the Billboard chart, she was the highest ranking female MC on the Billboard chart anyway. You know, I don't know about anybody else's chart, but. She was top 10. Nobody touched her on Billboard.
She said it. She broke all the Aretha records.
Yeah.
Broke all of them.
Yeah, she did a lot of good things, man. It's just, I will say that her fall from grace has not been, I don't know, smooth or whatever. But, you know, so like some people kind of start to fall off and they kind of accept it. Like Lil Wayne. Like Lil Wayne is not peak Lil Wayne anymore. But he's kind of just stepped aside for the new generation. He's even said it. He's like, I'm still putting out music. I still got bars, but, you know, he's not trying to do basketball arenas no more. He's on tour right now doing smaller venues, you know what I'm saying, by choice. You know, so he's kind of aged gracefully. I feel like Nicki.
Yeah, but when Wayne show up, bro,
she's scrapping to like stay up there to try to prove like she's still one of them ones, but she need to kind of fall back a little bit
Well,
more
I mean, as
gracefully.
she's fading away, that chair is empty though.
Empty.
Yeah. Who's there?
I mean, you got Cardi, you got Meg.
Mhm.
I would say one of them two. What's the energy? Lotto. I don't know. If, Lotto's in the convo. I don't think she can really
Mhm.
take that seat. But you got, but definitely. I mean, if you're talking about
No one's
rapping
taking the
and
seat yet,
popularity, at
bro.
least, especially popularity, you got Cardi and Meg.
Yeah, but no one
Mhm.
can sit in that chair yet, though.
I mean, somebody can
Not
always
yet.
sit in the chair.
Someone can
I
always
mean,
Yeah.
sit in
like
there, but then it's gonna
the
be,
chair can never just be
yeah,
vacant, bro.
yeah. I
You can't have
mean,
a
but then
vacant
it's gonna
chair.
be you're just gonna be sitting there for a year, then someone else sit there for a year, then someone's, you know, what I'm saying, like,
But that's
there's.
how it
I'm talking
goes.
tenure. I'm talking that. Well, Nikki had that tenureship, is what I'm saying.
But that's true. I will say nobody has run the game as long as they have female wise as Nikki, and it's not close.
And she had the right camp behind her though.
She had the right cam, and I think she had
True.
timing. Because if you think about it,
Timing is
what other
everything.
female rappers was out when Nikki
Nah,
was super hot? There was nobody else. It was just
no.
her.
You had possibly Rhapsody, and she's not big like
Dang,
that.
she nice
Mm-mm.
though.
Oh, she runs circles around Nikki.
Easily.
Rhyming rise, bro. Like she
Yeah.
is nasty. Like
Yeah.
Very.
yeah,
Yeah. Very underrated. Very
yeah.
underrated.
But she is not Billboard
No.
worthy. You know what I mean? Nikki's a personality that can rap. You know what I mean? Like
That's it. That's
that.
it.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Yeah. No, that's perfect. That's exactly what it is. She's a personality that can rap.
Mhm.
100%.
It's kind of funny you say that, man, because I just thought about again, DC. A good quote is Ross. Ross is a personality too. You called him a
Yeah.
WWE character, bro.
Yep. He
He's
is, bro.
always on, bro.
Always, bro.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, but it's dope, bro. It's magic when he does it. So the same thing with Nikki. You like, man, what is this, bro? Like, why she get so animated? Why she act like this? Why she act like that? But then that mic on, bro, it's
Yeah.
nothing nice.
Yeah, she's gonna be around for a long time. I think she could definitely like have her own reality show without it being
Mhm.
like desperate. You know what I'm saying? Because like a
Mhm.
lot of times by the time you go to VH1 or Bravo or whatever as a musician or an artist, that means your career is over and
Yeah.
you're trying to find something else to do.
Yeah, she launched a label. She just launched a label. So she said she's looking for artists.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm interested to see how that would work because
Me too.
only because uh, a lot of times artists run labels. There's a lot of ego there, and the artist doesn't want other artists to be bigger than them. Drake, um, yeah, but Drake has a lot of talent
You got
on
a lot
his
of
label
artists on
for them
that camp too.
for them not to be more popular. Like, bro, Division should be bigger. Magic Jordan should be bigger. PSD, I mean not PSD,
Yeah, part of next door.
PND, PND should be bigger. Like he's got some hitters on his label, bro. Like for R&B and whatnot
Mm-hmm.
that just never, and they have like amazing songs that's like never really popped, and I'm convinced that they just didn't have a budget behind them. And like
Mhm.
I'm thoroughly convinced. There's a lot of artists like that. Ludacris, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
DTP.
Yeah, DTP. I mean, there's a lot of artists that they have an artist run label, but you can kind of tell that
Grand Hustle.
they want to be the biggest ones. Yeah, Grand Hustle. That the main artist wants to be the biggest, and so Nicki strikes me as that type where her ego won't let somebody grow bigger than her. I would say
Maybe,
probably
but
the best artist run label is Lil Wayne. He's
I
the
was just
only
about to say
one
that.
that I
Maybe she
know that
takes
ain't
that
got no
page from
legal.
Wayne's book though.
Maybe because he's the only one that have an ego that says, "Yeah, you gonna be bigger than me. I'm gonna step out the way and let you do you, Drake. Let you do you, Nicki." You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't see her doing that.
And then you said timing, right? Because he did go to prison too, and that was probably like perfect. Not
Yeah, because he went to
no
prison,
shade for him going to prison being
and
perfect,
then
but
Drake and Nicki took off while he
they
was
took
locked up.
off.
Yep, yep, that's a fact.
But hey, hopefully we'll see that versus though, Rod. I mean, if the Swiss Beats is trying to make that happen, and, I know he partnered with Timbaland too. So if they trying to make that happen, I'm here for it, man.
I'm there for it.
I'm there for it,
I'm
bro.
I'm there for it, and I'm because
I hope it's
honestly,
live
bro,
too. I hope it's live on stage like the Locks and the Dipset. I need that energy.
that would be dope. And I just wonder how it will go because, as far as I know, Lil
A little
Kim
static.
and yeah, they genuinely have beef. Like I believe they truly don't like each other. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So to see
They
almost
got, they got a
like
stage
Jeezy and Gucci.
with the plexiglass split down the middle of the stage.
I mean, I look at it like a Jeezy and Gucci situation, bro. When
Ooh,
when
okay.
that live, I mean, when that verses came out, tell me we weren't also watching to see what was going to happen. We wanted to hear the
Yeah,
music.
it was.
We also just wanted to see what's going to happen between these two. And I
Mhm.
feel like a similar energy would be there
Mhm.
with Kim and
Let's
Nicki.
hope it end well, like Gucci and Jeezy.
I think it would. I mean, they're grown. At the end of the day, they are grown ass women, bro, and they're
Yeah,
millionaires.
we'll see. We'll see.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't see.
I'm with that though.
Yeah,
I hope it ain't gonna be a disrespectful score that Rob put out.
I think it would be.
Yeah, ain't nothing
I
changing
think it
that.
would be. It's gonna be a disrespect, bro. I think people. It's one of those things, almost like when we talked about Rihanna at the halftime show. People
Okay.
don't realize the hits that Nicki has, bro. Like her hits, her features is too much. It's too much for Lil
Yeah, and
Kim,
she
bro.
gonna come out with Monster. I think she might say that for last too, like almost like a nail, just like I'm gonna spit on your grave,
But
like
she's got. But the thing is, she's got
kind of
pop
very
songs.
disrespectful. I'm saying, I think like if the the crowd gonna tell you what it is.
Yeah,
And I think once it gets so amped up, she probably like, all right, I'm gonna drop this Monster. It just I'm gonna sound
bro.
like Steph said, it's Steph Curry. It's night night, but you night night now.
Bro, I mean, you got to figure she's got pop songs like super bass. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? She's
man,
got
I
like
forgot about that.
she's just all over the place with it, man. And
One of my favorite is Up All Night with Drake. She went crazy on that one too.
oh yeah, yeah. Like, bro, it's too much. It's too much, bro. Like, it'll be cool just to say it happened, but Nikki would watch Lil Kim, bro. That and she just looks better. Like granted, like
Oh no, I knew
we
one of y'all
know
about
what
to
Lil
bring
Kim
this up.
look like, bro. She looks crazy these days. It shouldn't even sound the same. So like
Man,
performance wise,
she was definitely beautiful, bro. I don't. She was, bro. I don't know what happened.
yeah, yeah, that her what you call it, self esteem, man. Because she's always said she's had like low self esteem.
Ugh.
Lil
Mhm.
Kim. That's why she did all the augmentation, and it was just never enough. You know.
For sure.
Whew. You just brought the
Yeah.
room down, so Rod, you got to bring the room up, bro.
Hmm.
We need a quote to make us feel better. Oh Jesus, man! But before you do, man, as you know, we're gonna be airing man in May, so definitely we won. Be on the lookout for us. As this is the season finale. Be on the lookout for us because we're gonna be quote unquote doing a little tour. We're gonna be doing some guest appearances. You know what I'm saying? So definitely want to shout out the Link Up podcast because we're gonna be pulling up on them very soon. Our thing as well, man. And shout out to our homegirl Shawnee who joined us last season as well. We maybe pulling up on her as well, been chopping it up with her. And as we drop it in May, happy Mother's Day, man, to all the moms. We can't forget about y'all. The reason why we here. So definitely want to say happy Mother's Day.
For sure.
Yep.
Cool. On that note, adversity caused some men to break and others to break records.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right. Like they say, pressure can bust pipes or it can make diamonds.
Hmm.
All
That's
of
right.
that. All of that, man. So, man, we like I said, this isn't season 3. We're gonna take a little break. We coming back, and we'll be working on some few things, man. Some cooler things. Rod and DC. I know y'all got some dope ideas. We're gonna talk about that. But stay tuned, man, and catch up on these latest episodes. Because we had some great content and some great guests. With that, my 3 words: kill the music.